Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn second chapter Euclid's Geometry, part 1. Okay. Now, Euclid's Geometry. Geometry is a word. It is taken from Greek word. Geometry has taken from Greek word. Okay. And Euclid's is the first Greek mathematician. Okay. And then here, so once again, geometry means what? Greek word. Geometry has taken from Greek word, and Euclid's is a mathematician, and he is a first Greek mathematician. And here, what is geometry? You all studied in earlier classes. Now let us know again. What is geometry? Geo means geometry. We have taken from Greek word. Okay. And then geo means what? Earth. Metry means measurement. Like measuring earth is nothing but what? Geometry. Now next is, so let us learn in this chapter about Euclid's geometry. That means Euclid's taken some, that means he has written about geometry. So about that let us learn today. Now let us see some of the terms, axioms and postulates. What are axioms and postulates? These are found by Euclid's geometry. And you know, children, Euclid is called the father of geometry. Okay, children, once again, Euclid is called what? Father of geometry. Now, axiom and postulates. What are axioms and postulates? Axioms are nothing but they are applicable all over in maths. So we can see axioms everywhere in mathematics. But whereas postulates, we can see only in geometry. Postulates we can see only in geometry. Okay. Now, axioms. What are axioms? Things which are equal to the same thing. Okay. So axioms, there are 7 axioms. Okay. Now, one by one, see, I told in the now itself I told axioms are applicable all over in maths. Okay. Now in maths we have, that means in axioms we have 7 types of axioms. Okay. So that first one is things which are equal to the same thing are called to one another, are equal to one another. Okay. For example, if A is equal to B, then if A equal to B, B equal to C, then A equal to C. Okay, children? See once again, if A equal to B, B equal to C, then A is equals to what? C. Okay. Now second axiom, if equals are added to equals, then the wholes are equal. If equals are added to equals, then the wholes are equal. See children, equals 1 plus 2, any 2. That means equals are added. 1 I added to 2, and then here 1 I added to 2. That means both are equal. So 1 plus 2 is 3 equal to 3. Okay children, this is second axiom. Third is if equals are subtracted from equals. If equals are subtracted from equals, then the remainders will be equal. That is 5. Any 2 numbers you take, 5 minus 3. The same numbers you have to take here, 5 minus 3. So 5 minus 3 is 2, and here 5 minus 3 is 2. So 2 equal to 2. Okay children. The next is fourth one. The whole is greater than the part. The whole is greater than the part. Example, Earth is a part of universe. See, you can give more examples for this. Whole is greater than the part. Is it not? See, we can take our own body. Okay, in our body we have many parts. Is it not? So for example, hands are, that means hands are lesser than the whole body. Is it not? Okay. Understood? So that is what we can say. Even legs are legs. Okay. Legs are part of our body. So legs are the parts of our body. So many examples we can give. Okay children. Now next is things, fifth axiom, things which are a double of the same thing. Things which are double of the same thing are equal to one another. Okay, things which are double of the same thing are equal to one another. Things means 2 times x. Okay, 2 times x is equal to y. Things which are double of the same thing are equal to one another. See, 2x is equal to y and 2x equal to z. Then here you can see 2x both are equal. So therefore we can equate y is equal to z. Okay children, this is fifth one. Sixth is things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Okay, things which coincide with each one another are equal to one another. That means, for example, if we take two circles, okay, so here we can see here circle, here smaller circle, and here bigger circle. You can see OP and OQ are the radii. Things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Okay, so here this one example we can fix this circle to on this. Okay, so that means the same radii. Okay, the same radii, if OP is equal to OQ, then the circles can coincide each other. Yes or no children? Then next is things which are halves of the same things. Things which are halves of the same thing. Halves is nothing but half. Half, the plural of half is nothing but half. Okay children, of the same things are equal to one another. Okay, so now is given halves, that is plural. Half of x, example I am saying half of x is equal to a, half of x is equal to b. Then what you can equate? A is equal to b. Since here left hand side both are equal, so therefore right hand side also must be equal. So these are all about axiom children, axioms. Okay, which taken from Euclid's geometry. The next is postulate. Okay, next is postulates. See, we have 5 postulates, and these postulates are very important. Okay, and fifth postulate is very, very important children. Okay, now postulates, there are 5. Okay, let us see what is first postulate. A straight line may be drawn from any one point to another point. Okay, a straight line, you all know what is a straight line. Is it not? Drawn from one point to any other point. Any one point to any other point is nothing but what? Is nothing but postulate 1. Okay, this is a straight line. It is drawn from any one point to any other point. This is first postulate. Then the second postulate is a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. A terminated line, see, this is the line. Okay, this you can be produced. This is nothing but terminated. Terminated means it can be terminated on both the sides. Okay, can be produced indefinitely. Indefinitely both the sides you can draw. Okay, you can give a best example, road children. So if you go to, that means you all seen road, is it not? So both the sides, both the ends, it produces, okay, indefinitely. It is nothing but what? Second postulate, that is a terminated line can be produced indefinitely. Okay, I have drawn here the diagram here children. Okay, now third is a circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. A circle can be drawn with any center and any radius. Okay, see, you can see here children, any center, that is O, and any radius OA. Okay, yes or no? So if that means radius is given, we can make a point O and then we can draw a circle. Okay, is it not? So this is what? Third postulate. A circle can be drawn with any point, that is nothing but center, and any radius. Okay, so this is third postulate. Let us see now fourth postulate. Okay children, just observe here. Fourth postulate is all right angles are equal to one another. All right angles, is it not? Since each angle measures how much children? 90 degree. Is it not children? So therefore all right angles are equal to one another. Then the next the last fifth postulate, which is very very important, and this helps us to find the parallel lines. It allows us to find parallel lines, allows us to learn more about parallel lines. Okay, this is very very important. What is that postulate? That is the fifth postulate. If a straight line, okay, if a straight line falling on two straight lines makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles, okay, then the two straight lines, if produced indefinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of angles is less than two right angles. Sum of angles is less than two right angles. Okay children, now let us see. Okay, if a straight line is falling like this, see, you can see this children, this is a straight line. Okay, it is falling on two straight lines. These two are the straight lines. Okay, two straight lines we have taken here. Okay, two straight lines makes the interior angles, makes the interior angles like this A, B, C, D, makes the interior angles on the same side of it, taken together less than two right angles. You can see children, here is A and B. You can see here this is straight. Okay, this is a straight line and this is also a straight line. What we form here, what we get here, this is less than 90. Yes or no? Two right angles. These two are less than 90. Is it not? This is the angle A is less than 90 and even angle B is also less than 90. If we add up both them, the sum of these both is what? 180, that is less than 180. A plus B less than 180 degree. Okay children. So this is about your fifth postulate. Okay. Now next. So this is very very important in the what is that exercise we see. Okay. So very important, you have to learn this one. Okay. That means I hope I have explained well. Okay. And then if you find any difficulty in this, you can ask me. Okay. Then see, always now learn seeing at the what is that construction or the diagram, whatever it is. Okay children. Then let us go to exercise 2.1 children. Here you can see 2.1. Exercise 2.1 here. Exercise 2.1. Okay. Which of the following statements are true and which are false? Give reasons for your answers. Okay. See here. Only one line can pass through a single point. Only one line can pass through single point. Okay. Practically also you can check children. See here. If here I have kept here, that means point. Okay. In one single point, can we draw only one line? No, it is not possible children. See here, why? Because through this point many lines you can draw like this. Many lines like this. Okay children. So therefore the statement what it is given, it is wrong. Okay, that is false, because indefinitely how many lines you need like this you can draw. So indefinitely many lines. Indefinitely is nothing but countless. Okay children. You can draw countless through a single point. Many lines can pass through a single point. Okay children, this is first question and answer you all understood, I believe. Then the next question is, you can see here the next question, that is this one. Okay, so now that is there are an infinite number of lines which pass through two distinct points. You can see, just keep 1-2 points and just try to draw infinite lines children. Is that possible? Infinite lines? No. Only one single point is there, means we can draw infinite lines. But through that point we can draw infinite lines, or indefinitely many lines we can draw. But here they have given 2 points. Through these 2 points we can draw only one line. Yes or no? Only one line. There are an infinite number of lines which pass through two distinct points. Okay, this is what then? This is a false statement. False, because only a single line can pass through two distinct points children. Okay, then next comes your third Third question. What is the third question? A terminated line. You know what is a terminated line? Okay. And that means one line can be produced indefinitely on both the sides. Okay, children? That is nothing but a terminated line. Okay. Can be produced indefinitely on both the sides. Yes, it is true. We have seen. Okay. Just now I have explained. Okay. Previously. Now this is true. And this is the what is it? The line I have drawn here, terminated line. Okay. Now next homework. I am trying to give here homework. I think you all can write this one. Okay. Homework is 2 questions I am giving here, true or false. If 2 circles are equal, then their radii are equal. Just think, children. Think and write the answer, children. Okay, children, this you have to write in homework notebook. The next fifth question. In figure, you can observe the figures here. In figures, if AB equal to PQ and PQ equal to XY, then AB equal to XY. Then AB equal to XY. Is that true? Just write the answer here, children. Okay, children. Next. Second main, okay, in exercise 2.1, second main, okay, 2.1, second main. In this second one, give a definition for each of the following terms. Are there other terms that need to be defined first? What are they and how might you define them? Okay, now let us see here some of the terms they have given. Okay, so what are those terms? So here you can see here, first one is parallel lines. See children, you all studied in previous class this one. So once again we are repeating here. Okay, parallel lines, lines on a plane. Lines on a plane that never meet. Yes or no? Lines on a plane that never meet. They are always maintain the same distance at every point. Okay, and then in that main they have asked which are the main terms are there in this definition. Take that and define them also, they have asked. That is here the important terms are lines and I think here point. Okay children. Okay, so here lines it has breadth less length. Okay, lines it has breadth but less length. Then point which has no part. Okay, which has no part. Point which has no part. Okay, now you can see here this is 2 parallel lines are there. AB and CD are the parallel lines. Between these parallel lines you can see the same distance. Okay children, same distance. These are called what? Parallel lines. And lines, you know, line, how to draw a line, you know, this is a line. Okay, and point, this is a point. Okay children, now let us see now perpendicular. Let us see the perpendicular lines. Okay, a line meeting another line at a right angle is said to be perpendicular. A line meeting another line at a right angle is said to be perpendicular. Okay, is said to be perpendicular. In this again we are seeing important terms. Those are line and then next is angle. Okay children. Okay, so now what are lines? It has same thing. It has breadth but less length. Angle, angles have 2 lines diverging from single point. See, you can see here diverging from single point. Okay, formed, that forms what? Angle. Okay children. And right angle, that perpendicular, you can see here right angle or perpendicular. You can see perpendicular symbol we use like this. Okay children, this is what? Perpendicular we write. Okay, so then next is line segment. Next is line segment. Okay, next is line segment. A line with 2 endpoints is a line segment. A line with 2 endpoints is called a line segment. You all know line segment, is it not? Then next in this again we got your terms line and point. Okay, so you know what is a line? It has breadth less length, and point which have no other part. Okay, the next is, what is radius of a circle? Okay, radius of a circle. What is radius of a circle, children? Yes, listen here all of you. The line with one end point. The line with one end point. Okay, at the center. A line with one end point at the center. Okay, at the center, and other at any point. And other at any point on the circle. Okay, once again see here. A line with one end point at the center and other at any point on the circle boundary. Okay, children, this is what? This is a radius of a circle. Okay, next is circle. Okay, in this, what is circle, children? Circle, a plain circular loop with a center. You know that, a plain circular loop with a center. That is nothing but circle. Okay, now next is square. Okay, what is a square? Fifth one, what is a square? A quadrilateral with all sides equal and all right angles is a square. Okay, what is a square? A quadrilateral with all equal sides. Yes or no? And it has a right angles. Okay, next is, here we have used two important terms, that is quadrilateral, okay, point and angle. Three. Okay, quadrilateral, angles. Okay, so quadrilateral, what is a quadrilateral? A plane enclosed figure with four sides is nothing but quadrilateral. Point which have no other part. Angle, two lines diverging from a point. Okay, children, next is third main. Okay, in the exercise third main, consider two postulates given below. One, given any two distinct points A and B, there exists a third point C which is in between A and B. A, B, this is AB, a line, and which is the third point. It is in the, that means there exists another third point, that is nothing but C. Okay, and then second is, there exists at least 3 points. There exists at least 3 points that are not on the same line. One point is outside same line. Do these postulates contain any undefined terms? Are these postulates consistent? Do they follow from Euclid's postulate? Explain. Okay, so here two, that means diagrams they have given here. See, on this line point is on the line, and on this line point is outside the line. Okay, now first is, these postulates contain many undefined terms. These postulates contain many undefined terms. These postulates contain many undefined terms. The given postulate are consistent. The given postulates are consistent because they refer to two different situations. Okay, children, two different situations. And the second question, no, these postulates do not follow Euclid's postulates. These are not Euclid's postulates. What we have seen in Euclid's postulate, that is 5 types of postulate, these two are not Euclid's postulates. They follow an axiom. Given two distinct points, there is a unique line that passes through them. Okay, children, this is what the answer. And then the fourth question, here fourth is, if a point C lies between, two points A and B such that AC is equal to BC, then prove that AC is equal to 1/2 times AB. Explain by drawing the figure. So you can see here, this is a 2 points, you can see here AB points. Okay, and C lies between A and B. Okay, So according to this, since C is a midpoint of AB, therefore we can say here AC is equal to BC. It is given. Okay. Then we have to prove that AC is equal to 1 by 2 times AB. Okay, let us see now. What is AB? Know that AB is equal to AC plus BC. Yes or no, children? AB equal to AC plus BC. Then AC plus BC. Since given that AC is equal to BC, no. So we can write here AC. So AC plus AC is nothing but what? 2AC. AB equal to 2AC. Then here you can see, children, if you take to the side, left hand side, it becomes 1 by 2. Yes or no? This multiplication we have here. So if it comes here, division sign, 1 by 2 times AB equal to AC. Okay, this is what? Fourth. Okay, fourth question answer. Now fifth is okay, fifth is in question 4. We have seen now question 4. Point C is called midpoint of a line. Yes or no? Point C is called a midpoint of a line. Segment AB. Yes or no? Now prove that every line segment has one and only one midpoint. Every line segment has only one midpoint. Okay, that we have to prove. If we want to prove that, we have to assume one more midpoint. Okay, children, we have to assume, it is just assuming one more midpoint D. Okay, now let us see. According to previous question, we have proved that AC is equal to 1 by 2 times AB. Yes or no, children? Let us call that as equation 1. The next, let D is another midpoint. We are assuming here D is another midpoint of AB. Then AD is equal to what? This is assuming, children. AD equal to what? 1 by 2 times AB. Call that 2. Okay, from 1 and 2, what you get here? Right hand side both are equal now. Half AB equal. So therefore we can equate left hand side. That is AC is equal to AD. It means C and D coincide. It means what? C and D coincide. This is what? C and D coincide. Therefore it has, that means a straight line has only one midpoint. A straight line, or else a line segment has only one midpoint. Okay, children, this is what? This is fifth question answer. Then next is sixth answer. Sixth is, in figure, if AC is equal to BD, then prove that AB equal to CD. So in the line segment here, in the figure, they only given here A, B, C, D like this. Now it is given if AC is equal to BD, then prove that AB is equal to CD. Okay, given AC is equal to what? BD. Okay, this is D, children. BD. Okay, then to prove, what we have to prove? AB equal to CD. Proof, AC is equal to, we know that AC is equal to what? AB plus BC. Can we write? AC is equal to AB plus BC. So that is 1. The next is BD is equal to what? BC plus CD. BD is equal to, can see here, children, BD is equal to BD is equal to BC plus CD. Call that 2. Then here AC is equal to BD. Okay, AC is equal to BD. It is given. Okay, AC is equal to BD. Then AC, what we got here, AB plus BC is equal to BC plus CD. Now here you can see AB is equal to BC. This BC we can take this side. That is BC minus BC plus CD. So here BC will get cancelled. AB is equal to CD. Hence proved. Okay, children. Hence proved. The next is 7th question. Why is axiom 5 in the list of Euclid's axioms considered a universal truth? Note that the question is not about the 5th postulate. Okay. The next, axiom 5, all is always greater than its part. All is always greater than 5. See, this is why is axiom 5. Axiom 5 is all is always greater than its part. Okay. The list of Euclid's axioms considered a universal truth. It is considered, fifth axiom is considered universal truth. Okay, so is that true? That they are asking. Yes, it is true because part is include. Part is include in the whole. Part is include in the whole and never greater than whole. And never greater than whole. Okay, you can see here this is a whole and in that this is a part. Okay children, this is what. Okay, so this is what part A children. Okay, and now I will explain part B also. Okay children, so let me see, let us go to part B now. Okay.